Hello, peeps. Welcome to episode one or two. I think the first one was actually zero in theory. On Love is Not Blind. Just an introduction of the app that has been made, that I made, so to speak, on the three different modes essentially of love in terms of relationships: Eros, Agape, and Logos. Some of you will be familiar, especially if you are Greek or into languages. Um, but just to give you a brief definition, not that it's the best one, but from my understanding, Eros is erotic love, so sexual, you might say passionate, chemistry, sensual, emotional. Um, Agape is friendship, love. Some might say it's the greatest of them all. There's a saying, in fact, there's a quote actually. Some of you guys will know who this came from, depending on the translation. There is no greater love than for a man to lay down his life for his brethren or his friends. That's agape, which is sacrificial love, um, and often likened to the love that parents have for their children. Selfless love. And then we've got Logos. Now, I strongly recommend just to at least have a look at it, to see your thoughts and give me some feedback. Have a look at the Love is Not Blind app. You'll see it in the link, the bio, etc. And let me know your thoughts. It's very interesting. So those are the three modes that are embedded in the app, where people can choose what kind of relationship, what kind of networking they want to explore. So my question to you right now is, what love are you seeking? Are you married and wanting agape, wanting some friends, a circle, a social network? Are you wanting business partners, business buddies, people you can trust to come on your team? Are you wanting to join a team? Are you looking for a job? Like, on the app, there is a system in place where you can actually video call. You can set up video meetings, video interviews. Imagine that. It's pretty slick. And it actually came about, there's a number of reasons actually, but one of the things is recently was just seeing the influx of fake accounts. Like, I tested it um, on some of the social networks where I literally just copied and pasted a whole bunch of random messages and interests that even I've got. Like, seriously, I can't tell you the amounts. It's like, without exaggerating, there's hundreds that I've not looked at them all. I can't, but they keep appearing daily. But obviously, like, some of them are quite obviously fake and AI bots, whatever. But I launched it to an AI system, and it came up with 41% of those that I showed, that I copied and pasted into the system, were fake accounts. So that's a high number, high number. But anyway, let me know, guys. What kind of love are you looking for? And I did ask a question actually previously on the podcast. Just an open question, like a poll question, is whether or not you had been catfished before. So feel free to answer those questions as well. So have you been catfished before? Yes, no. Do you know any others? Do you know people who have? Um, are you wanting to explore a romantic relationship, a sexual relationship? You know, one of the things people would argue today and age is a lot of people are exploring sexual relationships like never before because of the online market. You know, it takes things to a whole another level and accessibility. You know, you got the OF where you can, you know, make those payments, and you can select, you know, what kinds, what type you want for how long, etc. To what degree. And obviously, back in the day, I mean, back in my day, should I say, not that I'm old, but as far as I was aware when I used to hear about it, um, the P industry was actually still booming then, but it looked different. It looked different. It was I guess it wasn't as publicized, maybe not as accessible, easily as accessible, as far as I'm aware anyway. But yeah, today with you know, technology advancing, mobile phones and connections, networking, yeah, it's a whole nother ball game. Now let's explore agape for a moment. Do you guys think that if you're wanting to get into a relationship, that you should, from the get-go, be willing to make sacrifices, such as cook for your partner, be it man or woman? Should you be willing to pay on the first date, be it man or woman? People call it traditional for a man to pay. In other cultures, it's just the standards. Should you be willing to act as if you would do if you were already official? What are your thoughts on that, guys? What's the best approach? What's the best practice? Or is it depending on the individual, the circumstances, the setting? You know, I remember some years ago, I was talking to someone online, and I noticed that they would never show up. At times, usually they would, but there was a few occasions where they said they were going to show up in a certain way because it was a special occasion, like a social gathering that they were having, and they were going to show up and show me what they were doing, what they were up to, and they didn't, and that was a red flag for me, actually. And it wasn't until later, when I actually met them in person, that when I was reflecting and I was talking to them, and that social special occasion came up in the discussion, I could tell that she was very calculated and figured that it would be a risk to have shown me who she was with at that time. And it definitely would have been a game changer. She would not have even had the opportunity to meet me, to be honest. I won't go into too much detail. If you do want me to, do DM me and I can share more. And let me just call out as well, guys, I'm inviting you. Feel free to DM me if you are interested in talking with me on a podcast interview. We can also do a pod play interview. Some of you guys might know that I'm a bit of a gamer, and I do play Connect 4, and I've been playing for many years. I play with people online, obviously people in person as well, but I do have a pod play where I do have a platform that I've created where I play people at Connect 4 online, and we have a discussion, an open discussion about certain things. So yeah, anyway, let me stop there. There's a lot more I could say, but let me just be very clear. Do check out the app, guys. I'd love to hear your feedback on the free modes. Eros, Agape, and Logos. You can find the app under Love Is Not Blind on Hercules app. That's Love Is Not Blind on Hercules app. Talk to you soon, guys. Thank you.